Alright, so I took that other piece of stick that I had from the flute that I was working on, and this, well, and here, was I chopped this off because now this is 13 inches long. I'm looking to make 4 triangles, 13 inches by 13 inches by 13 inches. So anyway, I cut this off to make this 13 inches long, and then I thought, if you look at that, this would make really nice rounds, and I could make some sort of ruins or something with it. So now all I got to do is decide how thick I want them and try to be able to cut them without making them too thin, but try to keep them even. So I was thinking I could use my Dremel, which would enable me to make smaller cuts, or I could use my skill saw, which would be easier, and I could just zip 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 right through with the skill saw. With the Dremel, the edges are going to be kind of off because the Dremel blade won't go through that thick piece of wood. So I'm going to use the skill saw, and I think instead of using this piece right here for one of my triangles, I'm going to go find another piece of wood that I would be able to get a more consistent amount, so I can make sure I get all the triangles that I want from one piece of wood so they'll be generally the same size. So I think I can cut these into rounds and make some ruins. Now I got to do is figure out what size I want them to be, thickness. Let me see here. Half inch seems too thick. Yeah. Maybe half that. Alright, we'll see what that looks like when I cut it. Yeah, I could deal with that. Alright, so I'm just going to start making a bunch of these rounds and I'll get back with you guys. Alright, I made 2 marks just to kind of see how close I would be. Oh, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. I should be able to. Oh, there's one of them. Where did the other one go? I'm missing a round. Well, I'll find it. So here we go. Here's pretty close. Not going to be exact, but I don't want them to be exact. I'm cutting these out myself. They gotta have character. And there we are, 3 sets of 13 little discs I cut out of that piece of limb. So now all I need to do is I'm going to let them sit for a couple days. I'm going to decide what markings I want to put on each one of them. I'll get that done. I'll get my wood burning set out. I'll wood burn them, and then we'll get some kind of wax or some kind of stain, and we'll put it on those, and well, there you go. So let's get all that done. And again, here are the elm branch rounds that I've made. And I have 3 sets of 13, and I'm just going to draw onto them the symbols that I want. And I am horrible at art, so even these simple ones may not come out very well, so we will just kind of look here. Try to do the simple ones first. There's Crossroads right there. You can see it a lot better in the camera than you can right here me looking at it. Anyway, there's Crossroads. So there are my ruins that I have made, and we have the eye, then we have Crossroads, male, female, harvest, waves, sun, star, flight or birds. We have rings, romance, the skeeth, and then we have the moon. So now all I need to do is get my wood burner out and wood burn those, which I may do here soon, or it may take me a couple days. So the next ones that we're going to work on, we're going to go ahead and do the Nordic ruins. So let's see how we get these done here. The music that I'm about to play says that it's royalty free, so we'll see if it stays on the video without getting in any trouble. So we'll see how that works. All we need to do is take these candles from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use this little chicken and dumpling metal can, and I'm going to melt 2 or more. I've got 6 of them. I'm going to melt the wax. I'm going to put the wax in this pot pie pan, which is kind of aluminum, kind of paper. And once I do that, I will be dipping each one of these wood rounds into that wax. I'm going to let it absorb up a lot of the wax, and then I'll be setting them out, and we'll stick them in the oven. We'll let them bake for a little while, and then we'll rub them up really nice and get them all shiny, and that will protect them from bugs or rotting away or anything like that. So let's get all that going, and when I get the wax melted and placed in here, I'll get back with you. Done. We got all of the pieces. I got them cut. I got them wood burnt. I got them covered with wax. I baked it in. Everything's good to go. These are ready. The only thing I want to do with them now is I'm going to build a little bag. I'm going to make a little bag for them. Now this was difficult for me to find for several reasons. I cannot just go to a leather shop and buy a nice big piece of leather or anything like that. I have to kind of pick and choose what I can get. Now this was only $16.99, $17, but it was difficult for me to find because premium suede leather isn't difficult for me to locate, but generally they come in like pieces in little packs, like scrap. And I wanted to make sure one large size piece. I wanted to make sure that I seen that. As a matter of fact, I opened this up at the store and undid it just to make sure that it was one large piece. I like the scrap. It is cheaper. It comes in varieties of color, size, and shape, but that's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing, because you could have a dozen pieces of little wonky pieces that you really can't use. So I wanted to make sure I had a large piece, and I did. Now that's going to be at least a bag or for Jaden, and maybe something else for me. But I cut a small piece off of it, and this is going to become a bag for these runes. Now these runes are a gift to my son Michael, because he's very much into Vikings and Nordic myth and legend and culture. So I want him to have a set of these from me. So now all I have to do is I'm just going to use this bowl here, and I'm going to cut a circle out on this piece of suede. Much better. Just gonna cut it out. Now that I got the circle cut out, now I get to use my rotary hole punch. So now I got out my eyelet plier set, and went ahead and figured out on the the rotary punch which hole I needed, and the eyelet, I did a test on it, and this works out really well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this circle in half, and I'm going to probably punch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, six to however many holes in here, and then put an eyelet in each one of those. And when I get that done, I'll get right back with you guys. Alright, looks like I got 15 in there, so that'll make about 30. So now I have the holes punched, so we're going to turn it over this way. So each one of the, first of all, I think we need one more hole here in the middle, here, and we need one directly across it over here. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these little eyelets, I'm going to stick it in that hole just like so. Then I'm going to place the tool over that, and I'm just going to press down. There we go. And there we go. So I've got this piece done. Now just going to find a piece of cord that will wrap around it. I don't know if that'll be long enough. They got different sizes. They look to be about that. That seems to be the length of them, or smaller. So it looks like we're gonna try to lace this one up in there and see how that works. It's pretty simple. All I'm going to do is just lace it from the outside in, pull that tight, and then from the inside out. And just continue to lace it just like that until I get the whole bag done. So you don't need to sit here and watch me do that for however long it takes me to do. So as soon as I get that done, I'll get right back with you guys. And there we go. Now, what I gotta do is adjust this so that we can make this even. It's gonna take a little bit of pulling. So I'll do that, and when I get that done, there we go. We're getting there. Make that about even. There we go. Even, and there's the bag. It just opens up just like so, and here is the pouch, and here are all of the runes that sit in there, just like that. And then all you have to do is just tighten that up. Oh, one of the rings came off already. We'll have to fix that. And then there you go. When he wants to use them, you just open this up just like so. There we go. And then you can just reach in there and there's your runes, and do his little readings if that's what he wants to do. I had to have this one actually kind of tore a little bit. A little piece right there kind of tore, and the eyelet wouldn't actually work, so I had to move the eyelet over a little bit. Now it works just fine. So here is Michael's runes and his little bag that they go in. Hopefully he will enjoy them. I have to put this knot back in the, there we go. There we go. So, made ourselves some Nordic runes, and then I made a little bag to place them in. It's going to be a gift for my son Michael. Thank you guys for watching Bentley's Backwards Bushcraft. Enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard.